It's November, and for the past 2 years, that means it's time for me to get a new cell phone. And right here we have the brand new Nexus 5. So let's unbox this thing. So today is November 8th, and I ordered this thing on Halloween, so a little bit over a week ago. And I'm really excited to get this thing open. I'm looking forward to the brand new Nexus experience and Android 4.4 KitKat. Now, I opted for the 16 gigabyte version. You could go with a 32 gigabyte version if you'd like. And out the door, I spent $381.79. That includes tax and shipping. The phone actually retails for $349. Now, you can also get this phone in a 32 gigabyte capacity, and that'll cost you $399. So out the door, it'll probably cost you $430 around there with tax and shipping. Now, the phone comes in two colors, white and black. I opted for the black, and I wanted to get a cover with this. There are actually 4 different colored covers you can get with this device. One's a gray, one's a yellow, the other's black, and the last one is red. But strangely, they didn't offer that on launch. So you're going to have to order one of those if you want one of those at a later date, which I do. Unfortunately, it costs $34.99. So $35, it'll probably cost, I don't know, close to $40 with shipping and taxes, which is a lot of money for a case. But when you factor in that this phone is fairly inexpensive compared to the other cell phones on the market, it kind of makes up for it. But I really would have liked to have had the case right out of the gate because I'm going to use this phone, so I don't want to get it scratched up or anything like that, and I like to keep everything, all of my gadgets, very pristine. I'm probably going to opt for the black case when it does come out. You can also get a wireless charger similar to the Nexus 4 charger for this device, but that's not available yet. So we're actually going to try and see if this works with the Nexus 4 charger. Now, in addition to the regular cases, you can get a case with like a book cover to it, sort of like the Samsung Galaxy S4 phones have, where you actually have a flap on the front. So there's that as well if you want that for your case. I believe they only offer that in black and white. Not really my thing though. I think it's cool if you have a need for it, but I don't think I will. But as I said, I will be getting the regular case whenever that's available. And I will be activating this phone on Straight Talk Wireless like I have my Nexus 4. So without any further ado, let's get this thing open. Grab my trusty cutter here and slice this open here. Alright, here we go. Drum roll. Nexus 5. Very colorful box. Now, just like the Nexus 4 before it, this is made by LG. And I've been pretty happy with my Nexus 4, except the one thing I wish it had was better battery life. The battery life on the Nexus 4 is very spotty. Sometimes I make it through a full day, no problem. Other times, not so much. The other thing that I think would be cool is if phone manufacturers would focus on being or making the phones waterproof. I know Sony does a lot towards that. You can actually dunk their phones in the water, and I think that's very cool, and I would like to see the next Nexus be water resistant. I'd also like to see Google have HTC make a Nexus phone, or Sony, or even Motorola. But I do like LG. My television's an LG, the Nexus 4 is an LG, and I don't really have any major complaints. So let's get this thing open here. Slide it out of the box, or slide the sleeve off of the box. Oh yeah, let's just take a quick look at the sleeve. You have your Google branding here, and then you have a background that sort of intimates that there's a 5 here. Sort of looks like Mateus Duarte's shirts. Very colorful. You have your LG branding on the side. Again, the box is fully blue. Nexus 5, a hint of what the phone looks like there, and more LG branding. So you have a white box inside there, and we've got to slice that open. So let me get my trusty cutter again. Now, the one thing that's introduced in this phone that wasn't in the Nexus 4 is LTE, so that's nice. And Straight Talk just recently started supporting LTE. I don't know if I'm going to have to get a new SIM card for that, or if the SIM card I have will support it. I'm pretty certain that the SIM card I have should support it, but we'll see. So let's get this thing open here. And slide it out of the box. Of course, you have your Google branding right there. Nexus 5, look at that, it's beautiful. Nice and shiny. Let's pull it out of the box here. Feels nice in the hand. It's just short of a 5-inch screen, and it doesn't feel much bigger than the Nexus 4, but we'll get the Nexus 4 out in a minute to compare it. Let's just put that to the side for a second and check what else is in the box here. We have some basic information on how to pop the SIM card tray out, and you have your little SIM tool there. You have some documentation here in different languages, safety and warranty, and all that good stuff. Let's put that to the side. In here you have the cord, the USB charger, which probably won't use if this works with the charging orb. There we go. Regular USB cord. And then of course the wall plug, which looks very much like the Nexus 4. It's been a long day. I'm pretty weak. I can't get through this plastic here. But that looks like the Nexus 4 wall plug. So let's put all that to the side. Now on the back of the phone right here was the IMEI number on a sticker, so I pulled that off. But this is what the phone looks like. Very nice, actually. Let's pull this plastic off the top here, off the screen. And this is Gorilla Glass 3, so it's the latest generation of Gorilla Glass. So it should offer the best protection as far as glass is concerned on a phone. And it also has the latest Snapdragon in it. Snapdragon 800, very powerful chip, the latest and greatest. So the Nexus 5 here, very rectangular. You have somewhat of a curve on the bottom here and on the top, and then of course the corners are rounded off. Now on top of the phone here, or on the front top, you have your earpiece here. So that's a speaker there. It's a circular speaker. Let me bring it in closer there. And then of course this is your front-facing camera, and there's probably a proximity sensor in there somewhere. Generally there's some sort of indicator light on the bottom. We'll see if there is one on this device. I know there is one on the Nexus 4. On the right side of the device you have your SIM card tray there where you use the tool to get that open. You have your power button. On the top you have a microphone, a little pinhole there. You have your 3.5mm headphone jack. On the left of the device you have your volume rocker, and I believe that's ceramic. It's made out of ceramic. On the bottom you have your two speakers and your charging port there. Now I'm going to assume that there's actually a microphone in here somewhere because there's a mic on the top of the device, but I don't see one toward the bottom where you're actually going to speak into the phone if you hold it up to your face. So I'm assuming in one of these speakers there's a mic in there. And then on the back, again, Nexus, your Nexus branding. Again, it's a soft touch feel on the back, which is very nice. The Nexus 4 had a glass back, which a lot of people had problems with, maybe breaking and whatnot. I'm very careful with my phones, so my Nexus 4 is in mint condition. Over here you have your flash, and then you have the camera back here. So let's pull off this little piece of plastic covering the camera. So here's my Nexus 4, and of course here's the Nexus 5. And the Nexus 4 has its case on it, the bumper case. So let me actually just pull that off. So as you can see, without the case, the Nexus 4 is slightly smaller. And let's see what we've got here as far as... I think the Nexus 4 is slightly thicker. Nexus 5 slightly taller. And then very similar in width. So basically you're going up in screen size from the Nexus 4 to the Nexus 5, but it's a very comparable sized phone. A phone with a nearly 5-inch screen you would think is fairly large, but I don't think there's going to be any problem with this. So that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please post them down below. If you like what you see, please subscribe. And as always, if you want to help out my channel, give me a thumbs up or favorite this video. And join me in my next video when we actually fire up the Nexus 5 for the very first time. So I'll see you guys next time.